From LA, it's X Games 12. Victory is only half the thrill. If it can happen, it will happen here.
And we are into it. Last night, Travis Pastrana with the double backflip. The greatest moment in sports history, some people are saying. It was a moment that I wish I could comprehend because it didn't even seem real. Look at Travis. Glory. Today, if that wasn't enough, in rally, the kid was on fire, putting pressure on the best driver in the world, Kyle McRae, who's seconds away from the finish line. With this crash, leaves it open for Travis Pastrana to get his second goal in as many days. It is day of X Games 12. And you are looking at a racked and ready Home Depot Center in Carson, California. The fans have been here all day feeling the full effect of X Games 12. Can you feel it? My dudes, I am Soundmaster Kayla, your host. Glad you called shotgun for tonight's ride. Have you ever looked at a motorcycle and wondered, hey, I wonder how high that thing can go? Well, tonight you're going to find out in Step Up Final. But first, in Moto X Freestyle, it's those dreaded words, elimination round. Cameron Steele and Tess Sewell, no room for safety runs here tonight. These guys got to play hard if they want to put it up tomorrow.
You got to throw big to go big. That's right. It's time for Moto X Freestyle, where we take the madness of Moto X best trick, pump the two-run format with steroids, and go for 90 seconds of heart-stopping dirt bike launching. This is how it looks right now. Jim McNeil is on top. And our mobile ESPN alert is, well, action from earlier. Ilo Gout from Norway going for a no-handed backflip. Not able to get back on the motorcycle. He is carted off, unfortunately, looking tender on the right side. Always bad news, but it's always good when there's not a serious injury. And Ilo just going for it. That's how they do it in freestyle motocross. There is no safety net. There is no retry. You crash, you wad up. It's not fun.
These guys are so incredibly tough when you see some of the crashes they go through and the fact that they can get up and walk away and then throw their leg over the motorcycle again and come out to ride another day. From the 775, we're bringing out Mr. Mike Mason.
And again, time starting right when you get to the bottom of the roll-in. In years past, you've had time to go around, clear out your motorcycle. This time, it's right to business. Mason, part of the Nevada Hardcore. The boys from Reno. Unfortunately, his friend, Dustin Miller, is out of X Games after seeing him so many times with a broken elbow, I believe is what happened.
Dustin did suffer that broken elbow and then found out probably about 2 hours later that he was actually in the X Games. Mason has executed some great backflip tricks. He's going to hit another 75-foot ramp here and going for the heel clicker backflip. You're trying to get your feet around in front of your hands, in front of the handlebars, and touch the heels together.
The one thing this course does make it easy to do is really compare each rider to each other, because there's not any cross transition jumps and everybody's pretty much going the same route. They're starting with the same jump and going through, so you can compare. Extensions are huge. Mason is very good at it. He kind of claimed himself. He said, I really don't have the game, but he's looking quite good.
Mason is actually looking really solid. What a massive holy grab that was. He lets go of the bars and grabs onto the seat, and there's a little cutout on each side of those plastics. That's what the guys grab back onto. He did go kind of long, though, and the judges will be looking for little mistakes like that, especially when the guys are riding on their game.
I love that trick. I love the extension, but it looks like he needs a little bit bigger jump. Landed down there like almost 85 feet, if I had to guess. Maybe more.
That was a long way down. The challenge for these guys is that they have 90-foot dirt jumps going one way, then a 115-foot ramp, and then there's a bunch of 75-foot ramps on the course, so you've got to pace yourself every time. Here we go, the big holy grab. He lets go of the bars and then goes for those little holes you see right under the seat. That one was just about textbook, but going a little bit long on the landing. And we've gone
Come on,
about
don't
10
be
feet
so
more.
mean to him. He's got sweet skills. I love that. That was a huge trick. Anytime you let go, the edge Skytrax bringing you the backflip from Mason. Textbook landing. The judges like that when they can really spot it and nail it. And he looks so smooth. And Mason's kind of one of the cards of, not kind of, he is one of the cards in this sport.
He definitely is. Whoa!
First place for Mason.
You know, the judges there were looking at the fact that he executed the trick so well. He was very clean, very crisp, and he had the amplitude. And you've got to give these guys a hard time because it's very small mistakes now that actually set them apart.
I know, they really have to be exactly perfect. Okay, Matt Ribot, first of all, is a complete lunatic. He uncorked some massive tricks in the best trick competition. Look at this from earlier. In practice, his first time over the 115-foot jump. Are you serious?
Wow. You know,
Pulling the ripcord and sliding out of it.
sliding down anything at 30 miles an hour has got to be bad. And I'll tell you, these landings are not smooth. So when you're sliding down on your rear end, I bet he's not too happy to be sitting on that motorcycle right now.
Well, the silver medal in the best trick competition to Travis Pastrana's double backflip. He's been known to really go for it, and if you listen to his motorcycle, he revs it a lot on the upside-down tricks. Oh, whoa, first problem. First problem, we get a jump, 2 jumps with no tricks. That is going to squash his score, no matter what he does. If he brings the underflip knack-knack, one-hander that we saw from him in best trick, it won't be enough to pull him into the top 5, I don't believe, with those 2 jumps not having a trick.
That's very strange. 2, as we call them, dead sailors, just regular airs. He's pulling out the flip now, but I think he's just going to ride this as maybe some sort of practice, test some of the jumps. He will have a second chance at the course, and Ribot is one of the real challengers in this competition to take gold. It's not going to be with this run that's going to score him very, very low. Not quite sure what happened as he came into that first of the 75 double-doubles.
Now listen, if he goes to the 115-foot jump at some point, listen how revved out his bike is. It sounds like it's almost tapped. He's kind of saluting the fans. He's on the Supermoto course, which we'll see tomorrow here from the Home Depot Center. McGrath, Pastrana, oh wait, oh yeah, this is just a throwaway run at this point. He's doing some practice. Whoa, he's practicing the super flip and claiming it. He's just stoked that he got his feet off completely. Not the extension we saw from Travis Pastrana in the best trick competition, but I think Matt is like, I got a little extra practice time here. And that crash was huge that he had in practice.
Flipping the 90-foot dirt, Matt has these special extensions on his levers on his bike. You can see the little white things that come up there. That allows him to do the super flip. When they go upside down, he can become detached from the bike, flying like Superman. And those bar extensions don't have him go too far in the rotation.
There it is. Well, actually, it's something different. It wasn't the Superman flip. It looked like an Indian air and a knack-knack, but really short, not like waving, bringing the foot all the way around the back. Like, came off the side. He's over the scores. He doesn't want it either. He knows it's a throwaway.
Look at him limping here. I wonder if maybe his hamstrings are a little injured from that long slide down the landing, because he certainly didn't look like Matt Ribot last night.
Ronnie Feist, all the way from Mays Landing, New Jersey, representing for the Metal Militia. He says he is bringing the 360 to X Games. If indeed he does put down a 360, he would become the 5th athlete to ever do it. Bilko last night, Blake Williams getting it done in the best trick before him. Deegan did it the first time, and we have Brian Deegan on hand to help us with some analysis. And Brian Deegan, what do you think? Is the 360 coming right here?
I think Feist will save it for the end of his run. I know he has it. He's done it over 100 times into the foam pit. Just hasn't done it to dirt yet. But I plan on seeing it at the end of his run.
All right, there you have it. Brian Deegan giving you the goods. And we'll see. The one thing about Big Tricks, and Brian, maybe you can tell us about this. When you threw the 360 the first time, your run before that looked like you were really thinking about that 360 to come. Is that something that might happen to Feister? He might lose track in his run, or maybe not have the stellar run he wants?
I think Feist practiced so much that he's solid right now, and it isn't going to affect his run. He's got his trick so wired right now, he'll be all right.
I have to say that Feist is looking great right now. He pulled a phenomenal no-hander backflip on the double-double. The crowd really enjoying it. Looking nice and solid. That is the cliffhanger. You stick the feet under the bars and extend the hands. No trouble for Ronnie.
Well, getting the word from Brian Deegan, who's a 10-time X Games medalist himself and riding a best trick last night, not able to walk away with the medal. But now Feist coming into the 115-foot jump. We think he's going to flip this as well. So let's take a look with Ronnie Feist. One-handed backflip, bringing it around, nailing the landing. And here we go. This could be it. Could we see?
Oh, it's on. It's on.
And Ronnie Feist going for the 360 and looking like he changed his mind possibly midway through that, not getting the pop that he needed. And Brian has been there, and when accidents happen, Brian, I know this is a very tough time for you. Ronnie, obviously one of your very good friends, and you talk about the training. He is very physically fit, one of the fittest riders in this field.
Yeah, Feist is in great shape. He'll be okay. He's a tough guy. I'm really surprised that he backed out of that 360, and I really thought he had it. And it's one of those things, and you just got to commit 100%. Otherwise, it's over. It's one of those tricks. It's just totally commitment.
All right, there you have it from Brian Deegan. We'll find out what's going on with medical when we come back. His dad, Big Feist, walking out to him. We'll be back with more Moto X Freestyle in just a moment.
From Los Angeles, X Games 12 is brought to you by Saturn, proud sponsor of the X Games. Saturn, like always, like never before. NB Zip, brace yourself for a new kind of energy. Launching August 8th. Edge Active Care, great shave, healthy skin. And Kumho Tires, bringing ultra-high performance from racetracks to your car.
We are back at the Home Depot Center, located on the campus of Cal State University at Dominguez Hills. And guess what, people? The tough guy is up. Ronnie Feist goes for the 360, trying to be the 5th person to ever put it down on the dirt. And the dirt claimed him, Tess. He got a smackdown, but look at this. Ronnie Feist walking away. We talked to Brian Deegan about how tough this guy is, how strong he is. What went wrong?
He was coming into that 45-foot ramp. He had the turn and then suddenly just stalled in the air and never even got it around 180. And what an incredibly hard slam for Feist.
Well, this is what I think. Ronnie going in, he's committed. Look at him turn. Right here, he changes his mind. He's done whips to dirt. He's whipped it out. They've been practicing. That looks like kind of like a twitch whip. I think he just changed his mind. You see by the head swivel, he decided he didn't think he was going to make it. And I think, you know, once you're halfway around on that thing, or close to halfway, you're almost better just going with it because there is no bringing it back.
Great to see Ronnie on his feet.
Definitely a good thing. And now one guy that's definitely a really good buddy with the militia guys is Nate Adams. He just recently bought Brian Deegan's house. They all train together. You can hear Ravi up there, who is the starter for the course. He's saying the course is not clear yet. So Nate Adams in a hold right now. So Nate Adams, you know, it's a big thing for him to have to watch not only a rider, but one of his good friends go down like that, and on a trick that we expect Nate Adams to throw, the 360.
Nate has thrown a lot of 360s. He is very accomplished at the 360, but this always, it plays on your mind when you see someone go down. You know you have to go out on the same course. You just need to get it out. Nate's trying to make himself loose. He needs to refocus.
And in case you're wondering, the armband that Nate is wearing on his right arm, the number 17 with the halo above it, all of us here with heavy hearts today. The passing of Jeremy Carter last month, one of our brothers in freestyle motocross. His wife Misty and son Jaden are with us today, and we're all thinking about him, and you can see Nate is. Let's take another look at the crash, and what is Nate Adams thinking when this is going down? He's watching from behind.
Nate sees this, and he sees the mistake that Ronnie makes. As we all saw, it was the strangest looking thing because it seemed that Ronnie just stopped and was trying to back into the jump. It looked so weird because live, you don't even see them try to come back around. We saw in the replays the fact that Ronnie was trying to move his body. Nate won't have seen that. He just knows something went bad.
Well, he's happy to know that Ronnie walked off. He's got the okay from Ravi. Here we go. Time will start now. 90 seconds. Freestyle Moto X top 5 moving through to our final tomorrow here at the Home Depot Center. We have seen 8 riders, only Nate and Travis to go. A backflip coming a little short there, Tess.
I'm very surprised. Quite a few riders have had a problem on the first 75-foot jump of that double-double. And I don't know if it's because, wow, that was a nice sidewinder, jumping off the side of the bike, and all pieces of the body become detached. You run alongside. But again, back to this 75-foot of the first one. It's a very tight turn out of the corner.
Nate escaped right there. He hung, coming back from that can-can flip. He saved it. Nate going a little long there with the combination. Hanging up your foot going across the seat while you're upside down is not a good idea because when you land, if your leg's across, you're going to get bounced off. And oh! Nate Adams going for the backflip. No-handed. And I'm telling you, this course, again, it is not the most technical course in the world. Of course, all our thoughts are with Nate. We're hoping for the best, but it continues to be tricky for these riders. I think it's just the progression of freestyle motocross and how big they're trying to go.
But Nate Adams last night, he did the most incredible, huge no-hander backflip over 75 feet, as this was. The most incredible thing we'd ever seen as far as a no-hander backflip. But just as he came into the landing on the no-hander, he went for the bars because he thought that his front wheel was a little off-center, and he grabbed the bars to land. Here, he was going for that same no-handed flip, and it looked like he just let go of those bars, and unfortunately, he paid the price.
It looked like he was thinking about maybe not grabbing. I mean, he kind of was, he was committing, and here's one thing I will point out. Nate Adams does not like to not win, as do most other people, but Nate is a freak. He wants to win pretty much at all costs. He has all the biggest tricks in the business, continues to throw them. Last year here, Nate was really disappointed with the fact that he finished in 3rd place with the bronze medal.
He was incredibly disappointed last night, very frustrated that a trick that huge, and I have to admit, it's one of the biggest things I've ever seen in any kind of freestyle competition.
And look at this. Dude, how tough are these guys? I mean, I want to point out one thing. He's sitting or laying where the rally cars were going through on that wide sweeping turn. It is concrete. I mean, yes, sometimes you think dirt can be a little soft. This dirt hurts. It is so hard. Nate Adams up, pretty much under his own power. You can see the look on his face there. Let's take a look. What went wrong, Tess, and what was the commitment? Take a look at the hands. Watch them all the way off.
Hands are off for a long, long time. He sees the landing, but look at the front wheel. It's twisting. He goes, then he takes them off again.
What happened was he went back to the bars and missed with his right hand. If we look at it again, watch the right hand fishing for the bar. Left hand is on. Watch. Left hand on, right hand fishing. Hooks the bar down and slammed onto that concrete like dirt. Travis Pastrana's here. And guess what? He has 2 gold medals already in 2 events, and he has 2 left to go. This is one of them. He needs to make it through elimination to make it to the final. 5 riders will go. Let's see what he gets it started with. Big no-footed knack. Check him out. The tallest rider, 6'2", he will have huge looking extension.
And he had no problem over the 70. Wow! Look at the size of the backflip knack. It was turned down and tweaked out and even landed on the side of the landing there.
And combos right there coming back, reminiscent of 1999 when we first saw him busting out tricks. One other thing, the fans at home, if you haven't seen Travis ride before, look how he attacks the track. This is a guy who's won Supercross and motocross events. He has the skill to race the course, and he does just that. Watch how fast he rides.
Travis is truly a joy to watch. He's big, he's gangly, but he's so fast, and he has the super flip. Whoa!
Reach down, he's got covers over his shifter so he can't shift it in the air. Shifts with his hand, third gear. Backflip combo to one-handed lander. And he goes off course. That's not planned.
I wonder if he has a ticket for the seat he was going for there, because it's kind of a
you're
busy
funny.
house here. I'm
You're
trying
funny,
to be funny.
Tess.
This guy is crazy.
Lazy boy flip. So, wow, Travis Pastrana, he invented the lazy boy. Now he's throwing the lazy boy flip. What is he up to next? Huge extended cliffhanger, salutes the crowd. I believe that's the first almost clean run we had. Mason had a pretty clean run. McNeil had a pretty clean run. Other than Travis heading out in the stands there almost, that was a very good run. I mean, that's going to be enough to put him right on the top.
Fascinating that Travis was taking some very unique lines on the course. Let's take a look at this lazy boy flip. Look, he's gone night-night, and he's upside down, stretched off the back of the motorcycle.
Well, it just leads you to what will they do next. And of course, Travis has the double backflip in his arsenal. Look at the lazy boy from another angle. He's upside down on his motorcycle. That weighs, well, right around 230 pounds. And I don't think originally the engineers thought that that's what they'd be doing on these dirt bikes. And there's Debbie Pastrana, who's had a tough couple days. I mean, she sat behind our booth crying last night during Best Trick.
All night last night, all we wanted to do was give Debbie Pastrana a hug. And her son just keeps doing this to her. I think he does it to us too, though, because we get the same kind of shock.
I'm thinking this is coming in pretty high. I'm thinking like 92 too. I was going to say 93. Travis Pastrana to the top of the leaderboard. Big surprise?
Not a big surprise to me. And I'm thinking he probably, if he does this course right, could get at least another 2 tricks into his run.
He's got sweet skills.
Come on, Nate. You can take me back up here, man. I know you can.
Oh, listen to that. Nate Adams call out, the shout out from Travis Pastrana. Here's how they shake down. Remember, 5 move on to the final tomorrow. We have 1 more run. You got to get in the top 5 or you're headed for the showers. That is the Home Depot Center from high above. You can see all the dirt on the inside, all kinds of cool things going down in there, including freestyle motocross. And here is your leaderboard. That is Travis Pastrana heading off the ramp in a replay. Heel click backflip, and he is on top with a 92.20. He's very comfortable on top. Already 2 gold medals in this X Games. He's going in 4 competitions. Currently competing in his 3rd event. Tomorrow will be the finals of Freestyle Moto X. And, of course, we will have Supermoto. And right now, a guy who is sitting in a qualifying position in 2nd place, Mike Mason. And at this point, he's a sure thing to the final. He can't get bumped all the way past 5th place because of the number of riders still to go. Do we have a glory run? Does he go for the top seed spot? Because that is very important.
I think he's going to push this one because he still needs the practice on the course even when he goes into the finals. And certainly, if the first 2 jumps are anything to go by, he's not holding back at all. One of the funny things about Mike Mason is he had a great 2005, but a fairly rough start to 2006. And we talked to Mike about the fact that he was a late addition to X Games. Then he stood up in the athlete meeting and said, "Where can we watch the award ceremony from?" because he didn't think there'd be any way that he was going to be on the podium.
You see him reaching over his handlebars there? He was reaching over to adjust his steering stabilizer. A lot of these riders riding a steering stabilizer on the front to keep the bars more steady. And I've seen a couple times tonight where guys reach over to make adjustments to it. Big extension for Mason. Far down the landing, though. Is that going to hurt him with the judges, or are they saying, hey, just get a little bonus time?
It's odd to watch the guys tonight because they've been going a long way down some landings and coming up short on others. They're still trying to feel this course out. Mason is putting in a great run, though, and it's the extensions and the clean tricks that he's been doing tonight that have probably put the, into the judge's mind, and that's what has put him into the second position.
And again, clean. It looks like they have to re-rack a little bit for that ramp. When they flip, they're headed off to the side a little bit, and they have to realign for that second ramp. Mason salutes the crowd. One thing I think is for sure after that run, he will not be passing Pastrana for the top qualifying spot. You agree?
I would very much doubt that Mason could get past Pastrana. In fact,
come on, be assertive.
I'd gamble and say he is not going to pass Travis Pastrana for first place.
Okay, I'm just making sure. So, riding through the rhythm section that is Supermoto, Mike Mason will be qualifying for the final here at Freestyle Moto X. Let's take a look at it from the Edge Skytrax, Tess.
He comes off this big dirt hit. He goes upside down, and that is what we call the knack-knack, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy McGrath, of course, used to do him, except he did him the other way up. Comes across the back of the bike, across the seat, and that's a very well-executed knack-knack.
So you're saying that Jeremy didn't do him upside down?
He didn't do him upside down. I'm sure he looks at these guys and wonders what would it have been like to do him upside down.
I wouldn't put that out of the laws of possibility for Jeremy McGrath. Anything is possible. Looking for a score. 92.21 is what he needs to pass up Travis Pastrana. He won't even pass himself up, and that's a little bit of a harsh score. I mean, his first run was better, but I don't know, 3-point difference. But hey, anything's possible, you know. Right now, we have last night's silver medalist. We also saw a big crash from Matt Ribot earlier in the evening here in practice where he had to pull the ripcord, eject, sitting in 8th place. This is not where you want to be if you're capable of medals.
I'm very surprised that Matt Ribot is sitting in 8th place. He had problems with his bike all the way through practice. He kept going back to the KTM mechanics. And look at those strange little lever extensions, the white things that you see above his gloves. They are what allows him to do what we call the super flip, the Superman flip.
All right, getting started very similar to how he did in the first round. Will we see the underflip, which we saw in Best Trick? It's time to throw down if you're going to do it, or do you think he thinks just a good run will make it happen for him?
He needs to ride a very smart run right now because we know Matt Ribot is very capable and almost deserves to be in the top 5 in this competition. So I think we're going to see a smart, sensible Ribot run.
So no underflip. I'm saying I think we're going to see an underflip here. That's what I think. I think we're going to see it. I think he's going to start to wonder about making that final. He saw a great run. Robbie Madison is a rider in 5th place. He is chewing his nails right now as Ribot is putting down a good run. A little tentative on the knack-knack, but he came around with a one-handed lander.
You know, let's face it, Matt Ribot is a crazy Euro, and I'm never quite sure what he's going to do. He tried that weird flip again with the kick. Is he trying to go for the scissor kick Indian air? I'm not quite sure what he's trying to achieve with that one.
One of the biggest differences between Matto and Matt Ribot is that Robbie Madison flips that 115-foot jump. That is a big difference maker for the judges, I would imagine.
We know right now that Matt doesn't feel very comfortable on the 115-foot jump because it's eaten him. But I'd hate to be in Matto's shoes.
Under 15 seconds, if he's going to give an underflip, he's got to give it. That's an interesting last trick to end on, and not with big extension. Now, I wonder if he's going to go rebate. I think the judges are still thinking about him. The horn has blown. So, first thing I want to say is I was wrong, no underflip.
I am surprised. He knows he has to get into the 5th place. They've been scoring low for this, but
I'm going to say this is what I think.
Okay.
See if you agree with me, Tess. He was long, he was short, he wasn't fully extended at times. I'm going to say that it's not enough to get by Madison. I'm going to be definitive about it. What do you think? Take us through the replays.
In this replay, he's upside down. He pulls off the bike. The legs are way off there, but it's kind of scrappy. He's not getting a lot of extension. We said before he may be having problem with his hamstrings because he really did take a whack and slid a long way down that landing. It could be affecting the quality of his run.
In or out? In or out?
I'm going to say in.
Oh, we're
He's
going in. Okay, we disagree. There will be a wrestling match shortly here at the Home Depot Center.
What will the judges do? We're usually wrong, or I'm
usually wrong. The judges don't like what I think usually. And there is Robbie Masson. Remember, he's got some removable teeth going on there. Come on, let's see it, judges. Here we go. Let's go for fifth at 87.01 is what he needs. Oh! 87.40.
Finally, I'm right. Thank you, judges. Thank you very
Talk about
much.
splitting hairs. So
Whoa.
the Swiss rider knocks off the Australian rider. Don't forget, tonight we still have Step Up. Pastrana, Mason, Jones, McNeil, Rabot. They are in the rest, off to the showers, hopefully not to the hospital. Everybody seems to be okay.
Chiquatro presents Stomp.
Make some noise!
Mere mortals need not apply. Will he do the double backflip here? That is the big question.
His mom, Debbie Pastrana, stopped me in the hall and she said, I don't know what to think right now. Travis just told me, Mom, I want to do the double backflip. And if something happens, just remember, I love you and I'm just having fun. Can you imagine being a mother and being told that?
He's put on the body armor. Loosely quoting Travis, if I crash at the bottom, I'm done. It is time for history. If you are not standing up at home, I would get off the couch. Are you kidding me?
A double backflip from Travis Pastrana.
Shouldn't have worked, and I hope I never do it again.
Can you believe Travis Pastrana raising the bar one more time?
Can you believe that? Look at that. That's death. Death, 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 death. Okay. I could dream all day.
New Balance presents Moto X Moments.
Well, I bet you can guess what the biggest moment of Moto X so far is. Travis Pastrana, double backflip, completion, perfect execution. One of the judges didn't give him 100%. I'm still looking for that judge, but that was the perfect trick here at X Games, and you can see by the excitement from Travis Pastrana, he was pumped. What do you think, Tessa? Brian seems to be having some problems. I mean, he's really got to be on his game to get over this at 23 feet.
He's having the problem where he's not getting enough vertical pop.
All right, so to your bubble position, Brian Deegan clipping on the way up once again. So he could be our next to be eliminated, but remember, someone has to clear it to officially knock him out.
He's going up. He's not quite far enough out, but I have to say that time he almost had it. He comes up. The front wheel just glances the bar. Man, he would have made that maybe just another half an inch out.
He would have made it.
Would have cleared it.
He would have made it.
He would have. All right.
But he didn't.
And
So
now he's on the bubble.
You tell him. I'm not telling him.
He's the bubble guy.
All
Bubble
right.
boy, Brian Deegan. Now, if Jeremy McGrath can't clear it, and Byton can't clear it.
We've seen this face-off once before, haven't we?
Oh, yes, we have.
2004, these two guys showing down for the top 2 positions. And it was the factory equipment of the 7-time Supercross champ, Jeremy McGrath, reigning supreme that year. Remember Matt Byton winning this event, taking the gold in 03. There's MC.
The incredible thing about the last fight that Byton and McGrath had, Byton's shoulder popped out twice during the competition, and he kept going. Byton certainly in much better physical health now. He's facing down 23 feet. Can he make it?
Whoa! A second effort. I think that's a tactic he's using. Get it going, then clutch it and really drive at the face. He is up and over.
And what does that mean for Brian?
That means he's taking his jersey off and see you later, I'm done. So 3rd place for Brian Deegan. Right now sitting in a possible gold position as he is the only man up and over the 23-foot mark, and he is, I'm going to say he's cleanly over.
He really drove the bike into the face that time too, as you said, clutching that thing in there. He has a lot of power when he hits the face. He comes over, downsize it nicely, and goodbye, Mr. Deegan.
Is he waving at the crowd or waving Deegan goodbye? Right now, the story is Jeremy McGrath needs to clear 23 feet. This or the next time he gets 2 shots at it, or Matt Byton is claiming gold.
So it comes down to the fight between McGrath and Byton one more time. Jeremy McGrath is on one of the best motorcycles money can buy. His $100,000 bike didn't get him over the bar.
I think it's more than a $100,000 bike. Come on, that's a factory Honda, buddy. Jeremy McGrath clips the bar. He has 1 more shot.
That bar is coming off incredibly easily. You just need to glance it for the bar to fly off. So totally unforgiving.
This is it. If he doesn't clear it, Byton with the gold.
Oh! Wow!
Are you kidding me?
Wow!
I am hugely surprised. Not that Matt Byton just won the gold medal and did it for his buddy Jeremy Carter, but I am hugely surprised that Jeremy McGrath just knocked that off at 23 feet.
That's a great surprise. Matt Byton pointing to the Jeremy Carter armband, pointing at the sky. He's the gold medalist again in the step-up competition.
Let's take another look at what happened to McGrath, Cass. He's got the pop.
It's the same takeoff. He has plenty of pop. He has tons of height, but the bar is so close to the lip. He just doesn't stand a chance. He glances that thing. Oh, the fence. Oh, no.
That pretty much sums it up right there. Byton's reaction. He is throwing the hands in the air. Hugs all around. Brian Deegan clapping in the background there. Matt's dad in the mix. So Matt Byton has claimed his 2nd X Games gold.
Scotty Cranmer, double tail whip 360, the youngest guy in the BMX Park to get a gold medal. They're partying in his hometown of Jackson, New Jersey. Stoked for that kid. Tomorrow, we're going nuts. Danny Way going for the 3-peat in skateboarding big air. Will he do it again? What kind of trip does he have for us next? Supermoto is going to be nuts. McGrath looking for some definite redemption after getting knocked out of step-up tonight. And do not forget Moto X Freestyle. These guys are putting it down crazy. Travis Pastrana, will he get that third goal? We'll find out. Right now, let's get some Sports Center, huh?
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in action sports.